Hello and welcome to another episode of Shifting Echoes, a costume-read episode of Shifting Echoes. I'm super excited. My name is Gonah,
I'm Teral.
and we are co-DMing. Let's start off with a little bit of introduction because I hardly recognize the beautiful faces in front of me. Let's start off with Lexi.
Okay. My name is Lexi. I will be playing Psalm. She is a tiefling gunslinger, amazing person that's holding a tressum very dearly.
Perfect. Moving on to Anna.
Yes, I'm Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet, and I play Lady Wasari Springfade, our blade singer, and noblewoman on the run after a coup, but now running back to her country to save a friend. And that is who I'm dressed as today.
Perfect. Caitlin.
Hello, I am Caitlin, aka excuse me, I'm Caitlin who went to the Ren Fair yesterday and is covered in dust now. I I play Kestrel, who is a bard of no specific type or anything, and she's just looking for her band, and nothing else that's going on is weird, and I don't know why you would think it was.
Perfect. And finally, Wren.
Hey, that's me. Hi, I'm Wren. Today I will be playing Iden. Iden is a good intentioned brother who went on a shopping excursion for their our inventor sister and got caught up in a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't really know what's going on right now, but hey, I'm still here, and y'all aren't getting rid of me that easy. So
Perfect. And I believe that Caitlin is doing the recap, if you would, please.
Yes. Okay. So, we woke up in an inn / just rooms that we'd rented in Brennick, and we didn't find out, but it turns out that Jerri and Wasari had a really nice heart-to-heart the night before. We don't really know what that was about, but it sounded very nice. We went out to look for tracking spells. Psalm decided to stay behind because she wanted to kind of hold down the fort and also babysit Jerry's Tressum plushie, which is very important. We found a spell component shop, and the lady there directed us to Mars Capone, who owns Mars Capone's Lost and Gone, who would maybe help us find some tracking spells. There was some confusion about the pronunciation of the word gone. Mars Capone insists that it's gone. Everyone else insists that it's not. But he was able to help us with tracking spells using pocket watches, which was very cool. We did 3 different tracking spells. We found out that my band was somewhere to the west, as was Sylphine, who is the friend that Wasari is looking for. We also found out that the person that Jerri was looking for is not on this plane, which could mean something bad, but maybe not. But that was a moment. Probably she passed away, which is kind of sad. But we moved on. We went shopping for potions and some components and scrolls and things. Jerri went to take a message to Jenner from Wasari. Turns out Wasari let Jenner know that Dr. Avernius is bad news and tried to curry some favor with him. So we'll see how that goes. Then Eden went to a bookstore, found a very cute, wholesome old couple talking about flowers, and then couldn't really afford any of the books, but did see some dinosaur pictures and turned into a velociraptor, which was really cool. We got on a train headed towards Andare, which is the elven land that Wasari is from. I gave Wasari a makeover so that no one would recognize her, and her name is now Clarissa Twinkletoes, the dancer, because they decided to let me name her, which was a very bad idea. As we were heading towards the Andare area, my watch kind of changed directions a little bit. And it's now headed down towards Enrilar. which is where the Feywild is, or how you get to the Feywild. But we decided to keep going for Sylphine because, you know, my band's not in any immediate danger that we know about. And also, if we don't find them, like, maybe that's okay, because they probably maybe don't want to see me anyway, but we're not going to think about that. Then we went to this elvish town named Anmaya, which is kind of like a Ren Fair, except for, you know, like stereotypical elvish things. Like they're all dressed like Robin Hood and such, and they have meats and ales and things. We didn't stay very long there. Psalm and I had a really interesting conversation about petting druids when they're in animal form and consent, and whether or not me wanting to pet Iden is weird. Iden became a naked falcon by accident, which was funny and also solved the petting problem. And then we got some axe beaks to head northwest to a port city, which is where Wasari's time pocket watch is now pointing. We named our axe beaks Scrubbly, Drano, Primrose, and Verse, because we decided to let Iden name them. And then we rode off into the sunset on our axe beaks. And that's what happened last time. Love, Kestrel.
Perfect. Wonderfully done. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we can get started. So all of you rode your axe beaks last time into the sunset, and you did not realize that it was going to take quite as long as you thought. Definitely, like you were able to ride for at least 2 or 3 hours before it was full dark.
Yeah, the sun begins setting as you're heading out of town based on the time you got there. But it's starting to reach that dusk point a few hours into your travel as you're heading up north, following the compass, heading towards the port city. Would you like to just ride through the night, or are you looking to, do it like they did in ye olden days and set up camp out in the woods?
Should probably set up camp. I don't think we want to get there exhausted.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I agree.
Well, let's go ahead and you are able to easily find a suitable location to set up camp and tie your axe beaks to their trees, give them their little bits of grain and meat wafers, whatever you have provisions for the axe beaks. And let's go ahead and determine what the watch is going to be for the night.
Or unless you want to just like everyone sleep the entire night, which is also an option.
You are going to be busy tomorrow.
That
So,
sounds like a bad plan. I can take first watch. I'm not tired yet.
I'll take last watch.
I can double up on middle and last. I only have to rest for 4 hours.
Well, I'd prefer to still help, so I will also take second, I guess.
Very good.
Okay, so we've got Kestrel, then Wasari and Iden, and then Wasari and Psalm, correct? Just want to make sure that was all. Okay, so in that case, Kestrel, after everyone is done eating, beds down for the night, you end up setting up so that you're just barely out of the firelight, so that way you're able to see in the dark a little bit better. And as you're sitting there, if you would please make a is it perception check?
It would be a perception check, correct? Wisdom perception.
Okay. Ooh, pretty good. 19.
19. Okay.
As you're sitting there by the fire, Kestrel, you notice that there is one of the familiar figures that you've encountered in the past just sitting by the fire with you, and they pull out a flask and they try to pass it off to you real quickly.
I will reach out and try to take it. I'm assuming I can't.
Yeah, as soon as you reach out to grab it, your hand just passes through. But the kindly old man gives you a nodding gesture, and he's like, "How you doing this evening?"
I mean, okay. I appreciate the gesture.
I mean, we don't have anything better to do to pass the time. At least, I don't think we do. It's a little cold out tonight, wouldn't you say?
A bit. You can't feel the fire, can you?
No, but I can see it. And I'd like to think it would warm my bones if they were here still.
It is pretty warm.
Did the story I told you this morning help you at all?
It did actually. It was really helpful. I got this cool sword, like made of whatever you're made of, and I got to hit somebody with it, and it went really well, actually.
Fantastic. I'm happy to
It was
hear
a good
that.
story.
It's good to know that I'm still of some use to the young ones. Young being relative, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Been stuck here for many millennia. So what is going on though? You seem different from earlier today.
I do?
Yeah, the friends have been talking. You seem a little more sullen lately. Maybe it's just the rumors going around the circle.
Oh. I don't feel sullen. I guess I was a little, I don't know. I kind of had to decide to put, looking for my band on hold. I don't feel sullen about it though. More kind of relieved, I guess.
I've never been a good judge of character. That's why I preferred splitting people's heads open, I guess.
I don't know. I do want to find them. I think. I just don't really know what I'm going to find, They didn't really like that I could talk to you.
Yeah. No, we used to send people to walk out into the woods if they started talking to themselves or that sort of thing. I get it. It's weird, but being in this form for as long as I have, it kind of puts perspective on things, and you learn sometimes you make mistakes, and you just got to grow from them. So I hope your friends can realize that.
I hope so. I'm also kind of hoping that my new friends don't do the same, but I don't really know. I think they're starting to figure it out, or they know that there's something weird going on, but I mean, Psalm knows, obviously, but I don't know. I haven't told the others yet.
Oh. I don't know if hiding it's going to play out well. Secrets among friends typically keeps the friends for very long.
Yeah.
I'll leave you to enjoy your fire. I didn't mean to interrupt. Besides, you need to keep watch. It's your turn.
Oh, right. I'm supposed to be paying attention, and I'll turn and look back towards the forest. It is really nice talking to you, but I have a job to do.
And
I'm doing it.
as you turn back to just mention that he's already gone.
Yeah. And I will very intently look at the forest.
So as I, do you want to re-roll that now that the RP is?
No.
Okay.
No.
You got a 19.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking out, like you can see and you can hear there are several. This is a very lively forest. There are definitely animals out there. Nothing seems too malicious, but you can see squirrels jumping from tree to tree, birds bedding down, and you start to hear the flapping of wings as bats go through the night and ensure that no one gets bit by mosquitoes. But your watch is pretty uneventful. As you turn in for the night, Usari starts to wake up from her rousing 4-hour nap.
Yeah, my meditation. I'll get up and walk over to wherever Eden has settled in at.
Probably just leaning up, laying against a tree or something, with a blanket or some nonsense put behind my head as a pillow.
I'll settle into where kind of facing each other so I can see back behind the tree that they're leaning up against. And sorry, it's quiet for a moment. Why are you still here? We don't have the weapon anymore.
Point of order. Was I still asleep?
Were
Oh,
you? It's your
yeah,
ship
those
to
I-
watch.
I don't know. Yeah, all right. I've probably groggily woken up at the point y'all are shifting around so much. And when you settle in and ask that question so directly, I will sit forward, and the makeshift pillow, the fabrics or the sleeping bag or whatever, kind of falls lower on my back between the tree and my lower back, and I lean forward and look at you. I'm sorry. Do you want me to leave?
No, you were following me because of you wanted a piece of the weapon, but we don't have it anymore. And now you're running headfirst into danger in a country you've never been in before.
That's fair. Head first into danger, yeah. I suppose the simplest answer for you is I don't know why I'm still here, quite frankly. But I'm also aware that the simplest answer isn't necessarily the most satisfying one. I think at the very least, and I've kind of shifted so that I'm sitting cross-legged and kind of leaning forward. I've got some bad posture going on right now where I'm like hunched forward, leaning in towards you. I don't necessarily want to pretend I know what's motivating you or any of the other people that we're traveling with, but I get the sense that, I mean, well, this seems really important. If to no one else, to you. And I guess I can't really just forget about that and walk away from it. Not now. And I guess if that weapon is not really that important to what you're trying to do or what you need to do, I'm sure my sister can find another way to power whatever she's working on, you know? And maybe while I'm helping here, I can find that. So I guess I'm just kind of playing it by ear. um,
I get that. Thank you for being honest. I just have to question people's motivations, I guess. It's. I also don't want you to put yourself in danger for something that, isn't that important for you. But I appreciate you wanting to help me out.
Of course. To be quite honest, this shopping trip turned out to be a lot more dangerous than it should have been. So at least this time, I'm getting to choose what dangerous thing I'm getting into. And I know it's going to be dangerous to start, rather than being surprised to find out I'm trying to steal a weapon that's being sold between two powerful and dangerous powers inside of one of the largest cities in the area. So I don't really feel like getting caught up between a war between two underground factions, So I'll take a little bit of political intrigue over that, I guess. Seems a little more. I feel like it seems a little more straightforward than dealing with thieves and cutthroats and liars and scoundrels, and
I hope so. I really do.
it's like something out of a book. What you're going through.
Hopefully this one has a happy ending.
I look up. We're in the forest. How thick's the canopy here?
It is a deciduous forest, so it's fairly thick, but like you can it's very interesting because you can see stars shining through just barely through the leaves like pinpoints of light.
Yeah, so I look up from where we are, just kind of leaning back again. And I just take stock of some of the lights that I can see poking through the canopy. And I'll just heave a sigh and shake my head. Well, nod my head. Shake is negative. Nod my head. I think we can make that happen. I think with the group of us, we can write our own ending. I hope. I never was very good at creative writing, though.
Guess we should try to make it through the night first.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a couple of ways that you can do this. Either one of you can roll with advantage because you're helping keep each other up. You're like, oh hey, is that a thing? Nah, that's not a thing. Or each of you can roll individually. Whatever you would
I'm
like.
guessing your perception is higher than mine.
bold of you to assume. Probably.
Since you are a druid. I can give you advantage. That's fine.
I will be spending a considerable amount of the time just looking up, and then occasionally just like turning my head when I hear rustling in the leaves or like twig snap or whatever. But half the time it almost looks like I'm not paying attention. Not really, but I am, apparently. And I guess I'll go ahead and roll that perception if that's what we need to do. Oh yeah, look at that. Sweet. Oh, that's a 19. Okay. Plus 5, 24.
Awesome. You go through the night, and with your perception, you do hear there are definitely wolves out there, and you can hear them out off in the woods, and you even hear the cry of a rabbit once or twice. But none of them come near you. It seems that your watch of the fire and your just being aware enough that any predators seem to keep away. So the two of you finish your watch. Eden, if you want, you can continue sleeping there, but also knowing that Wasari is going to be there if you want, you can go off elsewhere. Probably want to wake up Psalm, maybe.
I mean, that was the thought. I will look to Wasari and say, so I'm gonna get a little more sleep. It was a pleasure watching with you this evening. That sounds real awkward.
I'm used to awkward formalities. It's quite all right. Sleep well.
You too. And then I'll turn around him when I'm not facing him. She's like, why the hell would you say you too? Well, whatever. I'll go over to Sam and like rock the shoulder lightly.
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you for waking me up.
Hi, good morning. It's your turn. And I'd
Yeah.
just like to let you know there are wolves out in the woods. So keep your ears open. But don't worry, wolves generally don't attack people. So just try not to get unnerved by it.
I'll take your word for it this time around. And
Well, if they do attack, I will eat my hat.
Okay,
I don't have a hat.
we'll get you one.
That's fine. All right.
Good night.
Good night. I'll probably steal wherever you were sleeping at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Psalm just gets up and goes over. Sits down next to Asari and starts to clean her pistol and make sure everything is correct while she watches.
As you clean, like with your keen eye and the training that your family have bestowed upon you, like as you're cleaning this gun, it has been well taken care of. This gun has been methodically cleaned, daily oiled, given all of the care and love in the world. This is gun.
Yes.
But you're able to do that. Anything for Wasari and Psalm before you do your check and everything?
Where did you learn to shoot those like that?
My family pretty much is full of people who are good at things such as this. So my father is a bowman. He's an archer. And my mother is also an archer. And most people in my family pick weapons that are ranged. And one day, as I was traveling with them, we went to see a circus, and someone had one of these. And so I did what every kid does, which is beg their parents to get them a pistol teacher. And it goes down in history from there. So from a teacher, definitely, but it kind of runs in the family doing things like this.
Are they all as good a shot as you?
I want to say no, but I think that would degrade the integrity of my family and how good they are at what they do. So I'll say at least half of them are better than me, and I'm okay with that. What about you? Where'd you learn how to do? And I just like, you have a bird.
Arcane magic.
Yes.
And Daria is known for its magic. Our major export is their spell scrolls, magical artifacts, things like that. So it's always around. It's in everything we do. And so I started learning. I had tutors to teach me.
So we're like,
Hmm?
we were like,
Yeah. I've noticed that from the beginning. You carry yourself like me. I can tell we're from similar backgrounds.
I agree. I also think we were the only two that were very focused on the same things, which also told me something about you. But it's always interesting to see how the arcane works in different people. I will say that.
Yeah. It's I have Sylphine to thank for my specific style. She taught me blade singing and everything I needed to know about it, but I realize you know a lot about what it is I'm running from towards, but what about you? You said you're fighting for your name, but why?
I mean, it's very simple. And she starts to try to say something, but you see like it gets caught in her throat.
If you would please roll me a perception check.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. It's like, oh no. Okay. 11 plus 12.
Oh, I didn't know you rolled it. I apologize.
Sylphine, or not Sylphine. Sorry, could you also give us a perception check since you're awake as well?
True.
Sure. It's my die. Yes. Not nervous about this at all. Oh, that's much better. I have a +4. That's 21.
Nice.
Both of you, as clear as day, while you're sitting there having that nice, comfortable conversation, you see padding slowly towards you through some of the trees. You see the tree branches bend out of the way as a massive wolf, twice the size of a horse, steps forward through into the clearing. Storm, that's the only thing you notice, and that has caught your attention. It moved pretty quickly and pretty quietly up. But Wasari, you also notice just a bunch of glints of eyes as another dozen or so wolves, much smaller than this large one, also appear in the trees around the camp.
We're surrounded.
I noticed that. Okay, do I wake them? Do you want me to wake them up, or do you want me to make a loud sound and you wake them up?
I think your guns are probably louder. Make a sound, I'll wake everyone up.
Okay. So I will use my pistol and just kind of shoot near this large wolf wherever I see it, and then use thaumaturgy to just make it 10 times as loud, or however times as loud as thaumaturgy will allow. But
Okay. Go ahead and give me an intimidation check with advantage
nice.
as you're trying to.
Okay, I got a 15.
You got a 15. Okay, so you notice about half a dozen of the tinier wolves immediately yelp and just like run away, turn tail, and run back into the woods. But the giant wolf lowers its head and reveals the massive arm-sized teeth as it lets out a snarl and it begins to charge towards you. Go ahead and give me initiative. All of you go ahead and add
So
your.
we're awake now, yeah?
Yeah. The thaumaturgy will have woken everyone,
Okay.
even though you might not know
Surprise.
what's going on.
Surprise alarm.
And we have not completed a long rest yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. This is fine.
Huzzah.
Just do a couple things here real quick. All right.
Kind of wish I rolled lower.
I know that feeling.
Okay. So we'll start with Iden, because you rolled so high. What did you get?
I have an 8.
An 8. Oh.
The highest of the
The
high.
highest.
Jerry, what did you roll?
Psalm? What did you get?
I got a 19.
19. Hot dang. Kestrel?
14.
And then Wasari.
Wasted a natural 20 on that roll for 23.
Oh.
Got to get them out of the way now, huh?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Nope, it's the order. Okay. So, sorry. Obviously, you spring into action just a moment before everyone else as the gunshot jolts you and fills you full of adrenaline.
Yeah. I have had my long rest. What I use now, I won't have.
I was gonna say you did get the benefits of a long rest because you slept meditated
you
your
have.
whole 4 hours.
Yeah, but that means I'm using up resources for the rescue mission.
I'm assuming axe beaks are not something you can sleep on the back of. Okay.
They're
I mean,
meant
I
for like
meditate.
short bursts.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta check something because it actually matters now. Blade Song is per long rest. Oof. Okay. I hate going first as a wizard. Yeah, okay. Play a little support. So halfway through trying to wake somebody up, hearing the gunshot, Sari will spin and look at the big wolf, and she speaks a few words in Sylvan that sound greasy almost, and hang heavy in the air. And there's no visible effect from this, but I will cast Mind Sliver at
Okay.
the dire wolf, which is an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is, so to clarify, it is bigger than a dire wolf.
Oh,
And for
fun.
comparison, there are 2 dire wolves flanking it on each side, in addition to a few smaller
Oh,
wolves around.
I did not understand the severity of the situation.
That's why it was like twice the
Um,
size of a horse, is because him big boy.
Yes.
Okay, then in that case, Vincent, now that I have a better picture, can I change what I was going to do?
I will gladly let you change your mind.
Thank you. Instead, she reaches for her sword and stops. And then saying a few Sylvan words that are very similar to what she said before. These sound a bit wispy, almost it's difficult to catch them in the air. And she makes the motion of drawing a sword right above where hers normally hangs and draws a sword made out of shadow. And I'm going to run for the big one while sliding the shadow blade across my bangle to start my blade song. I'll run towards him with the air thrumming. I can find my, there they are. Yeah, I assume they're close enough for me to make it.
Yes, because it was out in the open and approaching before combat even started, so you're able to get close and personal with the massive wolf before anything else.
Okay, I will run up to it and strike then.
Okay, rolled a hit.
It's just a sword. Uh, 13 plus 5 is 18.
18? 18 will hit.
Awesome. That deals 2d8. Takes 9 points of psychic damage.
9 points of psychic damage.
And then I will spin, kind of dance back from it.
Okay. As you get up close and you hit it, that flash of magical energy, you see all over this giant wolf, there's spears and arrows and other pieces and weapons just lodged in its fur already, or matted in there. And your psychic blade seems to cut through all of that and hit the wolf without any issues. But you, as you dance away, immediately following up, its 2 dire wolf companions move in to get around you, each nipping at you. The first one not doing too much, but as the second one gets in there, the first one is distracting you, and so the second one gets to pounce on you a little better. So the first one, first it will try to bite you and miss, but then it goes for a claw, and that will hit. Hang on.
How
Before I
much?
say that, 26.
Oh, even with shield, that just barely hits.
Okay. And
Good
so
thing you checked.
yeah, and so with that, it's going to swap you for 8 damage. Piercing with the claws.
The damage.
And then the second one obviously is going to do much better. But not really.
Oh my god, not.
No. Does a 21 hit with the bite misses, but the claws come in.
Yeah, I'll cast shield.
as you throw up your shield, the claws just barely reflect off. And you see that shimmering arcane energy stop the blow from going through all the way. The wolves let out a snarl. You can see they're all very, very hungry, and while they do that, Psalm, it's going to go to you.
Okay. So quick question. The ammo that was in the Umbra, so it says non-lethal. Does that mean that the damage that it does just won't go through?
So non-lethal damage, basically you can't kill someone if you hit them with those bullets. You can still knock them out.
Okay. Perfect. So that's what I will do. So
Did you want to use that ammo on these creatures or just regular ammo?
I think I'm gonna use at least one.
Okay.
One of this ammo. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to I'll do a thunderous smite.
Okay.
So wait a second. Oh jeez. So I have to have my channel divinity up.
Yeah, you have to have your channel divinity up for it to work with your pistol.
Okay. Cool. And that's an entire action. Is that an entire action? Here we go. Sorry about that. Okay. Cool. So I will use the free action then to turn it on, I guess. It says free action.
Yeah,
Don't know.
I believe so.
That wording is so specific or non-specific, I guess.
Go ahead and activate it.
Yes. And then I'm gonna just try to hit with one of the bullets and then I will use that thunderous smite on it, if that's how that works. Okay, so I will roll the hit first.
Oh, for clarification, you can pop your channel divinity without spending any action, so you can still smite in the same turn you pop your channel divinity.
Perfect. So I'll do that now.
Okay.
So channel divinity, and then I'm adding this thunderous smite onto it.
Okay.
I rolled. Is it just a revolver stat? So just +5. I think it's just plus my dex or something. I mean, I rolled a 19 to hit.
Yeah, so you'll still hit with the same chances to hit that you have for the other revolver.
Okay, perfect.
I think it's +1 though, so it's +6 instead of +5 for you.
So 20.
20
to hit.
And you're targeting the biggest wolf, correct?
Yes, or one of the smaller ones on the right or the left.
Okay.
One of the dire wolves. The tiny dire
dire
wolves.
The tiny dire wolves. The wolves the sizes of horse.
Yes,
Not
the horse
twice
wolves.
the size of horse, but the
Jeez.
size of a horse. And a 20 will definitely hit.
Okay. So I will roll the piercing damage, which is 2, necrotic 4, so 6 total, and then plus my thunder smite, it's going to be 2d6 more thunder damage, and they have to make a strength saving throw or be pushed 10 feet away from me and knocked prone.
Okay. Oh, that
13
You
points
just
total.
tossed that.
13 points total.
13 points total. As you get those 2 shots off, blam blam, or the 1 shot, and then it hits, you see the shot just whiz past you, and the wolf just goes flying 10 feet away.
Nice. Okay. And I believe that's all I'm going to do.
Fantastic. Now, the big wolf steps up. And it just stares you down after having slashed it in the face. Wasari, and it moves past you and just runs immediately towards the person with the guns. So that's going to provoke. If you want to take... actually, you spent your reaction, so you won't get the
I
swing.
did. Yeah.
So Psalm, the giant wolf bears down on you, having just trampled through the camp to get to you. With the first swing, a 27.
That hits.
So it literally just grabs you with its teeth and pulls you to the ground, or attempts to. You take 8 piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Okay. Strength save. Let's do that. Okay, I got a 17.
17.
Yeah.
It tries to rip you to the ground, but you manage to persevere against its teeth. So instead,
Yeah.
it will bring a claw for 23 to hit.
That hits. Mhm.
Okay. And that one will be 14 piercing damage.
Okay. As a reaction, can I hellish rebuke it?
Yes.
Perfect. I will do that. So they have to make a dexterity save.
What's the DC on the dexterity?
11.
11. Okay, it
Okay.
will make the save, so it's just going to take the half damage.
Okay. So that'll be 5 half down to 2.
So 5 half damage, you said?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And yeah,
no,
that
wait,
just
5 was the number that I rolled.
okay.
So half of 5. Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be 2. And you just see the hellish rebuke just splash across the side of it and fire off into the trees as it barely glances the massive wolf.
Okay.
Okay, that will be the wolf's turn. Kestrel,
Cool. So I'm on the ground.
you are.
Yeah, currently you are prone. There's like the littlest bit of drool on your face, but like you're
Oh.
awake.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand up. So you have my movement to stand up. In a split second, I kind of see what's going on. Realize what I probably need to do in this situation. I'm gonna look over. I'm guessing because Solomon was sorry, we're on watch, that Iden is probably the closest to me right now. So I'm gonna look over at Iden, and Kestrel just says, "I'm really sorry. Please don't hate me." And I'm going to acquire a tail. So what you see is Kestrel's eyes go pitch black. And this kind of like ethereal, ghostly energy just starts swirling around her. And she starts speaking something that should be common, but you can't understand it. And it lasts for the length of a bonus action. And then vanishes. And ooh, good. That's Tale of the Traveler. And as my action, I'm going to immediately bestow that on, let's see, so Psalm has the big one and Wasari has the 2 little ones,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Like medium. We'll do
Yeah.
What's your
venti,
passive
tall,
perception?
and
13.
13. Okay.
Grande.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so yeah, Wasari has the 2 big ones and Psalm has the one biggest one. The biggest
okay.
boy.
Venti boy.
I'm going to bestow Tale of the Traveler on Psalm then. So Psalm, you get 7 temporary hit points. As
Ooh,
long as you
nice.
have them, your walking speed increases by 10 feet and you get a +1 to your AC.
Ooh.
helpful.
Ooh. Exciting.
Yeah.
So that was
Hydrate.
yeah. So that was bonus to get the tail action to expend it, and then I'm gonna run the rest of my movement, which is 10 feet away. Just to kind of get in a better casting position, I'm just gonna run 10 feet away from where the wolves are.
Okay.
But I don't want to be more than 60 feet away from any of my friends.
As you say, you run 10 feet away, probably towards the back of the camp is where the axe beaks are. And as you head over there, you notice the smallest of wolves, the regular wolves, are beginning to stalk their way towards the axe beaks that are tied up and unable to get loose from their trees. And they're starting to panic as they are stuck with the wolves stalking up.
How many like regular wolves are there?
There are 6 regular wolves.
Okay. That's all I can do.
All right. In that case, then it will jump over to Iden, who rolled the good initiative.
Best initiative. All right. Well, that was interesting. That whole Kestrel thing. Probably a little groggy slash dumbstruck at this point. I'll rub my eyes again as I'm still waking the fuck up, and I will take stock of the fact that there is a giganto wolf, 2 dire wolves, and that's enough for me to scramble to my feet, probably fighting with the blanket or the sleeping bag or whatever the heck I'm currently under. And real quick, I would use my bonus action to expend my wild shape feature to take on my starry form. So I'll reach into my bag as I'm kind of scrambling up, pull out that little orb that has the star map on it. And as I hold it out, as it did in that alleyway in the city, the form of the night sky kind of oozes from the orb up my arm and kind of covering my body in some kind of almost second skin. And as I take that form, a little bit of energy kind of starts to coalesce into the air around and behind me, taking the form of a little constellation archer. I will then use my action to cast Guiding Bolt through the star map. So essentially holding that orb aloft, I'm going to point it at the Giganto Wolf, and I will cast Guiding Bolt on Giganto Wolf.
Of course.
Okay. D20, where'd you go? There you are. How'd you get over there?
Mhm.
Oh boy, that's not great. That's a 12.
A 12
Yeah,
on the Giganto Wolf?
yeah.
Well, unfortunately, the Giganto Wolf, in the fighting dance that it is currently engaged in with Psalm, manages to just sidestep out of the way of your scorching bolt of light, and it just flies past. Obviously, does it do half damage when it misses? Or is that
Yeah,
an
it
all or
does.
not?
It does nothing.
Oh, so it just jumps out of the way, and you see it crash into a nearby tree. the stars effervescing off of the impact. So if anyone would like to hit that tree, they will have advantage.
Yes. At the same time, the little archer is going to also shoot little bolts of star streaks at Gigantawolf as well. So I will go ahead and roll for that. Oh, that's better. That's a 23.
23.
Yeah.
23 will definitely hit the wall.
Cool. That's going to be 7 points of damage against Gigantawolf.
And what kind of
Radiant
damage is that?
damage. Radiant.
Radiant, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, the searing light just splashes against the wolf, and it paws at its snout for a second, trying to clear the stars from its eyes.
Stars in its eyes. I will then yell out to Psalm. And you hear my voice. It sounds almost like it's modulated, just different, like I'm speaking to you in a bunch of different voices that all are just speaking in harmony together. And I just say, I guess we'll be getting that hat soon. And I am going to then turn to the little stars that are over my shoulder, and noticing Kestrel running the other way, I am going to direct. Actually, I think, does the starry form stay with me? I think it has to stay with me. All right. Never mind. But I am illuminating 10 feet of dim light right now as well. So I'm like a little torch as well. So
Okay.
that's fun. I will stick where I am at this point.
Fantastic. As you stick where you are, we jump back up to Wissery. You are currently engaged in combat with one wolf, while the other one got knocked back about 10 feet from a shot from Psalm.
And how close is the big wolf? I know it's engaged with Psalm.
The big wolf is about 20 feet away from you.
Would go after it, but I don't want to waste another shield. Attack of opportunity. Yeah, I'm going to step to the side and thrust the shadow blade up through the head of this wolf. It goes through it as if, well, if I hit it, goes through it as if there's nothing there. It's pretty good. That's a 17 plus 5 is 22.
And this is against the dire wolf that's engaged in melee with you?
Yes.
22 will hit.
Oh, that's also pretty good. 11 points of psychic damage.
Ooh, that is pretty good.
And as it pulls back from that, I'm going to spin away and head towards, I want to get closer to the group because I don't want to get surrounded by the wolves again. My current speed is 50 feet, so.
Okay, so you're going to head back towards the camp. In the middle of the camp right now is Psalm and Grande Wolf or Vente Wolf. And then beyond that, are you going past Psalm and Vente Wolf?
Yeah, wide enough that it's not going to snap at me. I do want to find Iden and Kestrel.
Okay.
I don't want them to get surrounded.
Yeah. Eden's on the back side of the camp. Kestrel's beyond that. So you get around, moving around the camp to the backside, and you end up near Iden.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. as you now when you hit things, you can disengage for free, right?
Yes, mobile
Okay.
feat.
That's what. So the two dire wolves are going to begin pursuing you through the camp. Unfortunately, you are simply too fast for them. And so the one will be moving up to you and just get back into reach. They'll both get into reach with you again as they hound you. But unfortunately, neither of them will get off attacks this round. Next up is Psalm.
You got a big
Okay.
pup up on your face.
Huh?
You got a big pup up on your face.
Mm-hmm. He's going off. So the first thing I'm gonna do right now, the wolf is like clamped onto me right now, right? He's like bit me, or is he gone?
He tried to drag you down to the ground, but was unable to.
Okay. So I think I'm gonna try to guiding bolt him.
Okay.
So
you are in melee, so point blank
oh, right,
ranged
right.
attacks will have disadvantage.
Right. I mean, the only other thing I could do, I guess I could take my rapier and try to. But I don't think I would have my rapier on me. Okay. Yeah, I'll just try for the guiding bolt with disadvantage. Let's see. Because the only other thing would be my revolver, which is a ranged weapon, which also would be a disadvantage too. Okay. Okay, so it's still an 11 plus 14.
That will hit.
Oh, okay. Cool. Cool. So 4d6 radiant damage. Let me go ahead and roll that. And another d4, d6. 22.
22 damage?
Yes. 9. Wait. 9 plus 4. Just kidding. Wait, 9 plus 4 is 13. 16. Sorry. So sorry. I added an extra 4.
Still.
Good hit. Good hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment you hit with that guiding bolt, as a reaction before you can do anything else, you see its fur begin to shimmer a bright red, nice dark crimson blood red, and it immediately pounces on you. Does a 13 hit?
No, it doesn't.
Fantastic. It's still your turn though. That was a
Okay.
reaction.
Okay. So I don't really have a bonus action, so I will just call it at that. She's just she's just going to cast this and then try to back up. Like not back up like out provoking a she would probably try to just run away, honestly. So she's just going to try to get away from it.
Well, it won't provoke because it burned its reaction, so you're good to go.
Okay. Perfect. So she's just going to like get up and start running away back towards the group.
Okay. What's your move speed? 30?
30 feet. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Forward. Yeah. Wait. So the walking speed? Do I still have that? So it's 40.
Yeah, you've got plus 10s to your speed as long as you've got those temp HP.
So yeah, it seems like you have all moved to the backside of the camp over here, from being within the middle of the camp itself, with Iden and Wissery being the closest towards the middle. Lexi, you're just getting over to Iden and Wissery a little past them if you want.
Yes.
Okay. That being said, the Guardian Wolf is going to let out a howl, and you notice the ears of the other wolves just like perk up, and immediately they all begin to break off and run back into the woods. Kestrel, do you want to pursue or attack any of the wolves as they're running into the woods?
If they're leaving, no. I will take my action to try to calm down the axe beaks.
Okay. Okay.
In that case, please roll animal handling.
You see Drano is particularly upset by these events.
That is a natural 20.
Go ahead and take an inspiration as you are able to describe what you do to the axe.
I just go full like Jurassic Park. I've just got my hands out like, it's okay. Everything's okay. Wolves are leaving. It's okay. This is fine.
Okay. You notice like Drano's just like besides itself, but it just throws its head into you once, and its giant beak just like tries to nip at you a little.
Just kind of like stroke his beak.
All right. Iden.
Okay, so the dire wolves have run off,
They're all starting to run away right now. Correct.
and the big wolf is still just standing there.
It's give me an insight check real quickly.
Insight check. Okay. Interesting. I would love to make an insight check.
Fantastic.
I rolled an 8.
An 8.
I would love to make an insight check, but I won't.
The giant wolf seems to be hell-bent on sticking around for your camping experience.
Getting real immersed in the culture here. I am still in that starry form. I'm gonna go full gremlin on it,
All right.
as I've done before, and since it's such an aggressive pupper, I am going to run forward towards it. How far is it from me? Perhaps.
From you, it would be. Let's see here. Boop, boop, boop.
Is it within
probably coming-
25 feet?
Yeah. Yes. It's within 25 feet. No worries.
Great. I'm just gonna run forward, and as I do, I am going to. It's got somatic components, so I'm going to basically throw my arms down as I start racing across the camp. My posture gets just as hunched as it was earlier when I was talking to Wasari, and my fingers turn into little claws. My hair grows super long and just wild, and my ears turn into little, almost like dog ears. And I'm going to use primal savagery as I basically wrap myself around one of the giant wolf's legs and start scratching and biting and going, like I said, full gremlin on it. Cinna, make up your mind where you're going. You're just in my way right now. I love you, cat. Goodness gracious. Will a 13 hit?
A 13 will not, but I believe this creature is glowing from getting hit with a
No.
No,
Yep.
I missed with the what's
Tree.
it?
But I have the
but Psalm hit with one.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh. So I get to roll again. Oh boy, I rolled another 8, so that's a 13.
Yeah, you try to get in on its legs and it just like lifts one up
It's,
and out of the way.
I can't get a hit on it. And then my little star form is going to shoot at it as well. Oh, that's a 2, so that's even worse. So yeah, apparently all of my best efforts right now are not connecting / penetrating its thick, shaggy hide.
To be
So
fair,
I'm-
like you're still tired. You just woke up. This isn't a fair assessment of your abilities.
It's true. But yeah, I'm just like scrambling around, like clawing and like trying to gnaw on it, and nothing's happening.
With that, it's going to go back to Wissery.
Yeah, watching Eden run past says shit and runs after them. 'Cause I'm not gonna let Eden get eaten by a giant wolf. I would like to dance around the wolf and get on the other. Do we use flanking in this? I cannot remember. I think I asked you this last
No,
time.
we don't have flanking because we're
Okay.
using Theater of the Mind.
Makes sense. Yeah, then I will run up next to Eden then, and I'll strike as well. Um, 13 plus 5 is 18.
That hits.
Two very different rolls. 9 total.
9 total. All right. As you land your psychic blade once more, you see the wolf howl in pain.
Yep, that is all I have.
All right. Psalm.
Okay. So essentially this big venti wolf is like on death's door. Is that what I'm getting?
Is what?
Like is the venti wolf, is that what Wasari just hit?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to hit that. Am I able to use my regular ammo?
Yeah, you're able to use regular ammo.
Okay, I use my regular ammo and divine smite with it.
Okay.
Let's see. D20s, where are you at? Okay, cool. So it's gonna be +5 and it dropped on the floor. Okay. Just roll another roll. Okay, 18 to hit.
An 18 will hit.
Nice. I have no d8s out at all, and I just put all my dice away. That's beautiful. Okay. Here we go. 6 plus 5 is 11. Plus 3 is 14. So am I able to do my damage and then see if I can divine smite, or should I just go ahead and divine smite?
So it's when you hit, you then call the divine smite. It's
Okay.
once you know you hit.
Okay. Cool. So did I say 14? I'm plus 2 extra d8 is 3. Okay. So 18 points.
18 total damage.
Yes.
Go ahead and describe what happens as you finish the wolf.
Okay, so Psalm has run back so that she can be close to her friends. She sees Usari do a pretty damaging blow to the wolf. And so she fully will just, I feel like she's just gonna try to aim at a leg or something, because she wants to give Wasari advantage on attacking the next time, and doesn't realize that she's actually going to take out this thing. But she's just going to do that from afar, and kind of just like sit in silence with her pistol still up, pointed at it, even though it's like dead. And she'll wait for her friends to go check to make sure it's dead before she like lowers it.
Yeah, as that blow hits, you feel the giant thump as it hits the ground and the earth shakes a little, the trees rustle, and a bit of the wind just like blows out the campfire from the impact of its fall. Everything's quiet now, and you just hear some mournful wolf howls off in the distance, having understood what happened to their fearless leader. In the meantime, the axe beaks have become calmed once again, and the stars shine through the canopy once more.
Is
Everyone
everyone
okay?
okay?
I let go of the leg that I was like scrambling all over and just kind of flop onto the ground. And the starry glaze on my skin just kind of melts down onto the ground below me and then seeps back into the starry orb that I have as I dissipate that magic. And I look at Psalm and Wasari and roll back up. So, I feel like this isn't actually a wolf. Is this actually a wolf? There's no way that they don't make them this big.
It looks like a wolf.
Are you trying to get out of eating your hat?
No, because there were wolves with it, but this one feels, and I'll like stand up and poke it. This one seems different. And I'll look at Wasari. Is this common here?
Is this common here? Do we have a wolf problem in
You
Dare?
don't. Nature does have a lot of animals out in your forest, and you don't particularly focus on, exterminating all the wolves because it's a balance between the elves and nature, as always. But give me an Arcana check on this one,
Arcana,
or a
it's-
history check.
Same score. 12 plus 6 is 18.
18. While it is not unheard of for wolves to get this big, this typically only occurs when a dire wolf drinks from a moonwell during a blood moon. So this is a rare occurrence and sighting, and having ended this wolf was probably for the best for your country, because they tend to get pretty brazen and start nipping at civilization and terrorizing towns once they get bold enough.
This can't happen. It's rare, but it happens. And they're a menace when they do. So it's good that we took this one out.
I'm gonna make my way away from the ox beaks now that they're chill and like come rejoin the group as well.
I was just about to go look for you, I say, seeing Kestrel come plodding back. Are
Oh,
you okay?
yeah, I'm fine. Just the ox beaks got a little freaked out. There were more wolves back there, so they ran away though.
Oh, good.
Mhm.
I'll look at some. I'm definitely eating my hat.
Well, I'll make sure that it's nice and tasty for you.
Great.
Does anyone need any sort of healing or help?
Yes, please. You look at Vasar and she's like bleeding all down her side.
Okay. Anyone else?
I'm good, but I can help with healing too if you need.
Yeah. Perfect. I will walk over to Sorry, and I will give you 15 points of
Sorry.
healing.
I don't need that much.
Oh yeah, you're right. Does 10?
I took 8 points of damage,
Okay, 8. I'll give you 8.
which is a full third of my HP, but yes.
On an arbitrary scale of 1 through 24,
How hurt do you feel?
how hurt are you?
Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. I'll lay on hands and do that.
Thank you.
Perfect. Can I lay on hands myself?
You
Yeah.
can lay on hands whoever you want.
I'm gonna give myself
Consent.
yes.
Hands can touch
So-
anything.
12 minus. I'm gonna give myself 5 healing and leave some just in case something else happens.
Okay.
Are you
Now,
still hurt
for-
after that?
A little
I
bit,
would-
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a healing word at Psalm as well.
I will say real quickly for all of you people with normal sleep cycles, you will be finishing up your long rest here and then
Oh,
gaining
right,
the
okay.
benefits.
That's true.
Well, then never mind. You're fine.
Yeah. I
The
won't
only
do that.
person that will not be is the person that already finished their long rest.
Person who really needs a long rest now.
Pros
That
and
was a costly
cons.
fight.
There's nothing like some good encouraging words for friends, anyways.
Yeah.
So I have no problem using. I'm gonna narratively use a healing word on you just because I can. Be like, that was some really great shooting that you did. And you woke the rest of us up, which really helped with the whole situation. So really smart. And please make sure my hat's not too big.
Of course, of course. Perfect.
We can full heal it.
Well, with that, I think we're going to go to our halfway point break. So we will see you back here in 5-10 minutes. Be sure to stretch, hydrate, pet your pets, and yeah, we'll see you back here in a little bit.
Bye. Hello and welcome back to Shifting Echoes. We just got done with a venti puppuccino, and it was a good. Everyone lived, except maybe the guardian wolf. But like that was in theory a good thing to do, because otherwise it was going to be a menace to society. So all of you were able to do a little bit of a. You were able to rest for another 4 hours. Meanwhile, Wasari sat up and just kind of like went over all of her different, spells and everything like that, and was just questioning her day as far as like how are we going to do this. But dawn slowly turns into full morning, and it is time for y'all to start waking up.
Yes, I will start rousing everyone since I'm the one who's stuck awake. Not by cooking breakfast. I don't know that Wasari is a very good cook. She has never had to do it much herself, but I will start waking everyone up.
I start getting up and kind of like getting ready for the day. I don't know if anyone would necessarily notice it, but Kestrel is avoiding eye contact with Iden.
Psalm wakes up, suits up, like puts on everything, and immediately just kind of, where are we getting breakfast?
I'm going to get up. And I think the first thing I will do after packing my stuff is I will start making everyone a wonderful breakfast. And what that entails is, well, let's see. How quickly are we going to be going here? Because if we have enough time for me, I can make us a really nice meal to start the day and hopefully put us through to getting all that hard work done that we need to get done today. And you can't rescue your best friend on an empty stomach.
This is true.
Yeah, that makes sense. We should do that.
So what I'm gonna need are some eggs.
Kestrel, would you like to go with me to hunt for some eggs?
Yeah, sure. I can look for eggs with you. Yep.
Oh, okay. If you bring back a handful of eggs, I can make something really great. Well, I can make something okay. It'll be all right. You'll probably like it. I hope.
Great. Yeah, let's go look for eggs.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect.
bye.
Okay.
Solomon and Kestrel, like, you go out into the woods, and the very first thing that I would like you to do is you may either make a nature check or an investigation check.
Survival.
Survival, you're right.
Oh, okay.
Nature or survival.
Survival.
Oh no.
18 on survival.
Nice.
Oh shit. 16, 19 on survival. Look at
Nice.
us.
Cool. You are able to go out, and there are several birds around, but you specifically are able to find some nicely sized, like, they're not quite the size of chickens, but they are quails. They're off in the bushes, and you see just an entire flock of them leave this large bush, and you're able to collect give me. You're able to collect 8 eggs.
These will
Howdy.
probably work.
Yeah, I think so. How should we carry these back? Yeah, okay, cool. Yep, she will just like also follow that.
Bring them back, no problem. Iden already has, like, the fire set back up, and seems to be cooking something.
We found eggs. Are these good?
You found eggs.
Yeah. Do you like, are these good? Do you like these?
I'll stand up and come over to take a look at the eggs. Those look like eggs. Yeah. That'll
Can
be
confirm
great.
they are eggs. They are eggs.
You can confirm they're eggs? What? How?
They're eggs.
Okay. I will, like, take 2 of the eggs and heft them. Oh yeah, these eggs feel real good. Okay. You can, like, set them down somewhere, I guess. Thank you. I will start mixing these. Whatever. I walk over and I just, like, crack open the eggs into a little bowl.
Do you need
And-
anything else? Can we help with anything else?
I mean, I don't really need any help, but if you want to, I don't know, y'all can stand around and watch, I guess. And I'll start. Anyone who's done any baking would know that I'm, like, mixing dry ingredients to make, like, a little snack.
Like a
Delicious
pancake.
snack. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
you've got the flour, you've got little bit of baking soda. I'm pretty sure.
You have the ingredients.
You have the ingredients to make some fantastic flapjacks. You're actually, you know what? Just for funsies, why not? Performance check.
Yeah.
Or wisdom cooking utensils.
Wisdom. Cooking utensils. Y'all are gonna make me roll for food. I love it. All right.
You just hear the Breath of the Wild music.
Before I do this potentially disastrous check, I am going to look to the stars for guidance, literally, and cast guidance on myself.
You stare at the sun for a moment.
It's a star. Oh, hey, Cinna. Sorry. Oh, good. That's a good roll. That's an even better roll. Okay. Wisdom check. That's 20 plus 4. 24 on the cooking. 24 on the cooking.
Oh, dang. Yeah, you're able to
So-
make some nice French omelets for everyone.
They're
pancakes.
And pancakes.
they're not quite pancakes. They're not quite, I don't really know how to describe them. I've made some kind of weird pseudo biscuit that will hold for a little bit. And after I'm done, I set them on like a little plate or whatnot and just say, there's enough for everybody. If you eat one of these and it's terrible, I'm sorry. And then I'll just like start nibbling on it. Oh yeah, that's good. And puppy. And y'all, if you eat one of these sweet treats, you'll get 2 temporary hit points. Oh yeah. And that's mechanically what the heck
Yeah.
that does. So
I will eat one, and Kestrel makes a very big show of just going off about how delicious they are. Just like, this is the best biscuit I've ever had. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Iden, thank you so much. These are amazing.
I'm glad you like them.
They're great.
Honestly, I had no idea how this is going to turn out. So I've never really cooked before. So
They are quite good.
and look, there's even enough for 2 for the road, or maybe 2 for Jerri if we ever meet back up soon.
I'm sure we'll find her again.
You're all
I'll
able
hold
to
on
eat.
one for her. Yeah, I was just gonna say I'll hold on to one for her, in case. Just have an egg.
You're all
Or
able to
dress
eat
him.
a hearty, fantastically cooked breakfast. You all get the 2 hit points, so like, yay, mechanics. But you are able to pack up your camp, jump on up on your axe beaks. With Sorry, you check your broken pocket watch, and it appears. Fine, we're just gonna do that, and it appears that it's going slightly more north-ish, right?
Yeah, it's starting to veer away from the port city that you were traveling to, which would be because you're traveling along the western edge of the tiny mountain range there. And so it was pointing up towards it, and now it's deviating north. And you notice it's starting to rock back and forth in a more precise manner.
Okay, so it seems. So we're that. So I'm looking at the map, and I can see the port city, and there's that mountain range. Are we to the east of that mountain range or to the west?
You're to the west.
To the west.
Okay. So is it pointing at the coast now, or
Yes.
does
It's
it seem
pointing
like
due
it's
north if
moving?
you are literally standing on the left-hand side of the mountain range.
I would say right now, like if you're looking at the map, you are at the top of the hump of the A of Andare. I'm sorry, there are 3 A's. The middle A.
Yes.
It's still so far south.
You're
and
in
we were
those
very close to
woods.
the capital.
Yeah, you'd be a couple hours away from the capital, and if you get on a high enough hill, you can see through the morning, off in the distance, you can see parts of the capital rising above the area around it. But it's still hazy and far away in your mind.
And you do notice the pocket watch is not pointing at the capital. The capital is more west than where you are. It is pointing north.
Is it pointing along the road, like they're coming down the road? Is that what I'm getting? Or...
Yeah. That
Okay,
is correct.
that's actually a good thing.
So they're heading towards us, kind of.
Looks that way. It looks like they're on the move, which I was very worried it was going to be a hideout or storming some building, but ambushing them on the road could be easier.
Yeah. Or maybe because you're tracking her, right? So maybe she got away and she's running.
It's possible.
Either way, we should go meet them, right?
Absolutely. I will. So I don't know what the scale of the map is.
I'm sorry?
Like on the Axe Peaks, how far, like to the end of the mountain range along that road, how far is that?
That's probably 6 hours away.
Okay.
We could get there today.
Yeah, especially if they're moving. I'll do what I've done before, pull the invisible cloth off of my falcon and send her up as a scout with the instructions to let me know if she sees somebody coming.
Okay.
That way we have some warning.
Are you going to travel on the road, or are you going to travel off the road but near the road?
What does it look like along the sides of the road?
As you get off the road, you come into less level terrain, and you run into denser woods than on the road itself.
I think on the road until she spots somebody. And
Okay.
we start moving off the road. Does everyone think of that?
Makes sense.
Okay. As you begin your journey on the road, you notice real quickly that the Falcon is going to be picking up quite a bit of people, as this is near the capital and heading to one of the major Andaran cities, back and forth. So you realize real quickly you're either going to and your disguise, it's still on if you haven't taken off the pieces of it, but it's a little messy having gone through an entire battle with it. So you might want to refresh that makeup.
I'll touch her up if that's okay, if you want me to.
Yes, please. It would be very bad for me to be spotted here.
Right. So I'll do a touch up.
Okay. We can go ahead and keep your roll that you had last time if you want, or if you want to try
That's fine.
adding some stylization and changing it, we can re-roll.
No, that's fine.
Fantastic. So as you are on the road, you are going to come across all sorts of different travelers. Most of these are just people that live in the country and are just going to the capital for their business, coming from the tiny villages that are just off the main road there. Do you get off the road as soon as you see anyone coming every now and then? Or are you just going to put your head down?
Yeah, I'm I'm going to trust my new friends and their abilities. So I feel like I'm hidden enough that, I mean, people think I'm dead. They're not looking for me. If we see military or guards or something like that, then yes. But if it's normal, everyday people, then I'm confident enough in Kestrel that I don't think I'll be spotted.
Okay. Okay. With that being said, you are able to journey down the road, and you get about an hour and a half into your journey, and the compass starts veering to the west. Or, I'm sorry, the east, towards the mountain range. And as you keep going down the road, it starts pointing that way.
Is it vibrating?
It's not vibrating yet, but Wisari, the only thing you know of that's down that road is your family's old vacation home.
Or one of them, at least.
One of them.
Yeah.
They liked to hold court here during the summer because the cool breeze of the ocean combined with it coming off of the mountains kept everything nice and frigid in the area.
I think I know where they are.
Well, that's good, right?
Yeah, it's a place I know fairly well.
Well, that's even better.
Yeah,
This almost seems too easy.
a bit. That's what worries me.
Yeah, you don't look particularly pleased by that.
Yeah.
I don't know who's there. That's the problem. And I guess I'm nervous. It's a big risk. And Sophie may stab me for trying to save her. That's always a possibility.
Well, if she stabs you, we'll stab her back.
Or we could just unsave her.
Yeah.
It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. But yes.
We should head that way carefully. There won't be as many tourists or villagers on this road, so we'll need to be more careful.
You know this road from what exactly?
One of our summer homes is in the mountains here.
Mm.
One of your not important. How far is it
Yes,
from here?
one of them. How far is it from there?
Once you get off the main road, it's about 30 minutes on horseback, from what you recall.
We're
get-
very close.
Dom gets this like look of like understanding immediately and like is automatically sympathetic, empathetic.
It's so
like-
hard having
Yeah.
multiple vacation
Your
homes.
family and your multiple vacation home. I can't believe they would come to this vacation home when we have so many others they could have been at. Jeez, it's such an inconvenience.
Well, I mean, if we're that close, let's go. I guess if you want. Is that what we're doing?
Yes. Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna leave my falcon up in the air till we get a bit closer, because she should be able to see stuff starting soon, if not already.
Yeah. As you travel and you finally cut off of the main path, there is a nice, it's a cobblestone road, but it's intentionally overgrown with moss and grass, create a nice one with nature feel that the elves always strive for in this region. And so it's well trimmed, well maintained. You see a couple of goats just walking by, nipping at it, responsible for maintaining the path. And as you get within about 20 minutes away on Axebeak, the compass starts to vibrate. The falcon overhead can see the peaks of two of the towers of the vacation home jutting up through the woods, pressed against the mountain in the background.
If you look through the falcon's eyes as you are riding, you can see that this is obviously there are trees, it is a forest, it is a hilled landscape, but you can see your familiar vacation home where there is an offshoot, a building standing on its own, and it's a little bit more of a modern feel for that building. You would have known that this was the servants' quarters. This was where people were able to sleep and eat and, just do some of their general tasks in a separate building. And the main estate is large and almost imposing in and amongst all of these trees. It has a white facade with a blue roof over top of it. You know that your vacation home has 3 spires, although one of them is hidden on the other side of the roof. Oh, 4?
4 spires.
4 spires. Not particularly in the corners, just around. And your falcon can even start to see where like the gardens are and where the maze is. And it does actually fill you with a moment of, you went on vacation here. You went here for fun. This was a very dear place to your home, and this was even a place where Alicia would come and visit you from time to time. But now you know that it's probably not exactly the same. At least a little changed. And you, most definitely, are more so changed.
Yeah. Looking through my falcon's eyes, do I see people, movement, anything like that?
Make a perception check.
Have to have her stopwatch pulled up. +4 is 16.
16. So through the eyes of your falcon, you occasionally catch glimpses out in the front of the estate where there's the roundabout and the shrubbery leading towards the estate. You catch multiple groups of people moving around in what looks like military formations, just drilling outside. And as you're listening, you hear the occasional pops of firearms going off in the distance that echo through the mountainside and come back down towards the valley towards you. So it sounds like there's firing range practice going on at the estate as well.
Okay. Would I know of a way to approach from the side, or like, we obviously don't want to ride down the main road to the entrance?
So there are a couple ways to approach. The nice thing about the estate is it is surrounded by a pretty lush forest. So you could hop off your axe beaks and probably hoof it yourselves through the woods to get to the estate without taking the main path.
That's what we'll do then. I'll motion everyone off the path at a certain point into the woods. So it looks like there are troops here. This is going to be harder than I'd hoped. Ideas?
Be very, very sneaky.
Are we actually good at that?
Not so far, I don't think.
Yeah.
But I don't know if fighting our way in. Well, I'm actually kind of sneaky. I don't know if fighting our way in is gonna work. I think we're a little outnumbered.
Yeah, definitely. DMs, can I tell, is the compass pointing at an outbuilding or at the main?
Unfortunately, with where you're standing right now, it's just pointing at the estate, the general estate, because it still deviates. You'd have to get closer to determine if the person is located, or if Sylphine's located in the servants' quarters or in the main building.
Okay, so we'll need to get a little closer to tell.
Any place we can? Do you know how to sneak in? Are there any back doors
I mean,
anywhere?
I've snuck out before. I'm sure if we can be quiet, I can sneak us in. The question is whether or not we all go in. Eden, could you go in as an animal?
I could. I was just going to ask what would probably be the animal of choice. I mean, I've noticed a lot of goats while we're traveling here, but are we just going to let the axe beaks loose, tie them up somewhere? Like, what's the plan with that?
We should tie them up.
Yeah.
We should do it somewhere off the property so that if they were to find them before they found us, they would know something's going on. So we should probably tie them up someplace a bit away.
Are we closer to the servants' quarters or the main building right now?
So if you are approaching straight through the woods and just hopping off the road, you would approach both of them at roughly the same time, as they are pressed up against the mountain, with the main estate being slightly south and a little further back, and the servants' quarters being a separate building a little bit to the north from there. So
Okay.
if you're coming in from the side, you're going to hit both at about the same time. If you come in from the south, main estate, come in from the north, servants' quarters.
We come in from the side, though. The needle should tell us which one.
Right.
That's probably our best approach.
Okay.
I will say I'm not very stealthy, and Psalm is going to like move around so you guys can hear her armor that like, is very loud. So I mean I can help as much as I can, but
It depends.
Maybe Wasari, you and one other person sneak forward to figure out where she is, and then we all go there.
Yeah, that could work. Because I think our plan will be very different depending on which building she's in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iden, can you be something sneaky?
So that's a no on the goat.
I don't think goats are sneaky.
Yeah, you wouldn't
But
stick
if
out.
you wanted
but
to be, I mean, I'm sure you'd be a really good goat. If you wanted to be a goat, you could probably be a goat. It'd probably be fine.
All right, something sneaky. Okay. How about this? And I will tighten my hands into little balled fists. And it looks like I'm thinking real hard. And I just slowly shrink down, all Animorph style. And I will be it's okay. Well, I'm just gonna turn into a boring cat.
No cat has ever been boring. Please describe
this
yours.
is true. This is true.
It's
The
probably
world's most boring cat.
It's probably a smarter choice than mouse or squirrel. There's a reason falcons are a symbol.
I am just going to look like a short-haired cat with, I don't know, like brown and black striping and like little white chin, little green eyes, and little white socks. I'm just getting fancier the more I talk about it, but that's it. That's it. I'm just like a normal ass looking cat.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Meow.
Before I start forward, I will look at everyone else. If this is a trap, just run.
As long as you're with us, we'll run, but
Yeah, we're not leaving you.
I stretch.
or Eden. Let's just yes.
Give everyone a nod and I will attempt to sneak.
I will cat
I
saunter
mean,
away.
the moment that you are ready to start sneaking, roll that sneaky sneak.
My dex is high, so I'm not terrible at this, but I'm not great at it either.
Eden, I'm going to give you good news. You do not need to sneak if you're going in as a cat.
Oh, good.
I mean, you can if you would like to, but like, cat.
I will keep a pace ahead of Wasari. And I'm just like strolling in between the trees, going through the bushes, maybe jumping up on any like stone structures or other nonsense. And I'm also keeping a pace just so I can try and like keep my nose peeled for anybody who's on patrol or sneaking around. So
I've apparently snuck through these woods before. I rolled a natural 20 for 23.
oh my.
Dang.
Fantastic. In that case, Wissery, because you know your way around these woods so well and you are so adept at sneaking, you know every downed branch, every pile of leaves. You can give Kestrel and Psalm advantage on their stealth checks.
Oh, I thought we were staying back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I mean, we
Yeah.
want to be out of the way, but
Yes.
We're close enough to run in, but we're not sneaking forward with them.
Okay. I misunderstood. I apologize. As you walk forward and you finally come up to the hill leading out to where the main road reconnects with the roundabout and the road leading to the servants' quarters and the main road leading to the estate with the bushes lining it, you see out there, you count around 30 different humanoid folk wearing mercenary uniforms, just drilling outside or doing general patrols around the estate. Your compass, while imprecise, it occasionally jerks a little. You're 90% positive that it is pointing towards the main building.
Okay. That is not ideal. Watching these soldiers drill and what I know about the building, am I seeing opportunities to get in there? Am I seeing any holes, anything like that?
You know there is a lot of open ground between you and the main estate if you were to just come out of the woods here and try to go there. And there would be almost no way, unless you were invisible, to get through without being noticed in broad daylight. You might have a chance to get to the servant quarters if you cut back around and go through the woods and come out near the building. And you are... How familiar are you with all of the secrets of your vacation home?
If you'd like, you can roll so that it's randomized, or you can make it a lore decision.
Well, you said Alicia would come and visit me here, so probably very familiar, because I'm guessing that the two of us would sneak around a lot.
You know from the servants' quarters, there is an underground passage that does lead to the main estate. And it is used by the servants when there are foreign dignitaries there so as to appear more official and not have them milling around on the formal grounds.
I will I'll motion to Eden that we should head back. We'll make our way back to the other two.
You hear my voice in your head. Okay.
did you see?
A lot of soldiers. It's going to be difficult. If we can get around to the north side, it's still going to be tricky, but if we can get into the servants' quarters, there's an underground tunnel that leads to the main building. So we can get in through there.
That sounds good.
Yeah, we're going to have to be very careful with our timing. It's going to be a tough one.
Wasari, your other options, as you continue to go through them, you do know that there is a noble folks escape path through the throne room, the summer throne room that you could access in the mountains themselves. And you could also get in through any of the windows on the building. As you're formulating all of these strategies, you can come in through the rookery. I'm sorry, the falconry, not the rookery, because you love your falcon so much. On the top level of one of the north, one of the towers, we'll say, to keep it simple for now. And then there's also several balcony entrances, depending on what floor you could go through.
And we'll I'll relay that to everyone, the different options.
Well, some of
We
those
can do the
sounds really helpful if we could fly, but
yeah,
I feel like if we were climbing the building, we'd get seen.
probably. We try the escape tunnel and hope that nobody's in the throne room.
Where does the servants' tunnel let out?
Where does it let out? The kitchen, probably.
The service tunnel, with how much you know, it leads to one of two towers, or you can actually take the normal stairs from it and come out in the kitchen.
You can take us to two of the towers or the kitchen. It gives us a lot of options, but we're exposed for a few moments before we get there.
One of the towers you are familiar with, and because that is where your quarters were, you would have an entire tower to yourself when you stayed here, and your parents would have one of the other towers.
I'm sorry if this is an awkward question, but you didn't have like a dungeon or like a place you threw people here, did you?
DMs, did I?
Like, is that, I mean, if they're keeping her somewhere, is there like a jail or something here?
In the sub-basement, there were several holding cells for prisoners.
Which, to be
Yes.
fair, like for a little clarification, it wasn't like you'll be banished to this place. It was more like you snuck onto our property and we have to hold you here until justice can be served. So people did not stay there long.
No, it was very temporary, and so it was more dank, dark cave with wrought iron bars than anything else.
Maybe
That would
that's
be
where we should look.
yeah, it would be a good place to start. One more question for the DMs. Would the throne room or one of the offshoots from the servants' tunnel be an easier way there?
To the holding cells?
Yeah.
You could either. So the throne room would lead to the noble escape path through, and you would, from what you know, you have to hoof it up through the normal floors to get back down to the sub basement from there. It's a separate underground structure. Whereas if you come in through the servants' quarters or through one of the towers, that would put you closest to the jail.
Okay. Seems like the outbuilding's the best way to go through.
So we cut around and then head for the servants' quarters.
Yes, we'll get inside. We'll head straight for the tunnel.
And then for
Make
the
our way through.
basement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Should
We'll
we
have to do-
maybe wait till nighttime? And then if we're running for the servants' quarters, maybe we'll be less obvious.
Yeah, I think that may be best.
Let's do it.
There'll be less movement in the halls as well.
Okay. If we do happen to get caught, is this a knock people out situation, or they're gonna try to kill us, so we should defend ourselves situation?
It's important.
I don't know. The people I'm seeing are mercenaries. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm assuming they're the same ones who blew up the diner.
So
If
they're
you
not
see-
the taking prisoners type.
I don't think so. If you see guards or troops in my family's library, then don't kill them. Just knock them out.
Anyone who would like, roll an intelligence check. This is to try and check your own memories of things that you have heard in the past.
Okay.
Just straight intelligence.
16.
Straight intelligence.
16.
16,
19.
19,
14.
14,
7.
7. So, Iden, you remember there were mercenaries. Kestrel, you remember that there were a number of mercenaries. And with Sari and Psalm, you remember that there were like 16 mercenaries from when you were exchanging information after the explosion. This seems like a lot more than 16. So it's not just those who were in that town. It seems like there are several other people as well.
Right.
Just a reminder.
Yeah, you said 30, right?
There were 30 like on the parade grounds outside drilling.
Great.
Yeah, it still stands. Mercenaries, do what you have to. But if they're wearing my family's livery, then try not to kill them.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. So are we waiting until nighttime then?
Yeah, I think that's best.
All right.
And I'll
Maybe
lead
we
us.
should rest here shortly for a bit. I don't know. Well, sorry, I don't know if that would help you at all,
Yeah,
or if you
I'll
need
lead
like
us.
a longer rest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'll lead us to a place where I know that's like outside of where the patrols would be. Wherever that might be in the woods or a little further up the mountain, settle in. And I would like to, as we get into the evening, take a long rest, my 4-hour meditation.
Okay. Before any of that gets to happen,
Oh,
Uh-oh.
yay.
Wolves.
as you're keeping an eye on the estate, and you said you were going to head towards the mountains.
Yeah, however far it would be to where I'm fairly certain the patrol wouldn't stumble on us.
Okay. They seem to be sticking to the main estate, so you're pretty good. But as you are all chilling and waiting, you hear the shrill you hear the clop of horse hooves on the cobblestone road first. It's faint, but you hear it, and then you hear a shrill whistle, and you can't make out the orders being barked to the mercenaries there, but you do hear them being barked in the distance.
Should we hide?
You are hidden right now,
Oh,
and I'm not sure how close you were to the estate to keep your eyes on it.
As close as we could be without being worried we're going to get detected.
Okay.
And I still have my falcon up in the air, which is not uncommon
Okay.
for this area. So
Yeah, because the patrols don't seem to be going off into the woods except for a random stray person that needs to,
Relieve themselves of their duty, as it were.
You see a beautiful horse-drawn carriage with gold filigree, and it's made from well-stained woods, and you can tell this is the carriage of royalty.
uh-oh.
And as it pulls up out of the estate, walks who you can only assume to be the leader of the mercenary organization based off of what they're wearing.
As she steps out, this is not so you looked at the carriage, and that was very definitely royalty. The person who steps out is very definitely closer to military. She is it's very hard to tell, but she almost looks like a mix between a tabaxi and a human. Anyone who is familiar with slightly more distant lands would know that she is a shifter. She has a very pointed-esque nose, and you can see fur on her face, tufts on her ears. She stands with her back straight and looks out, always with a smirk. Her hair falls all the way down to the middle of her back. Her hair very, very full and wavy, and it seems to always be a mess, but never in her eyes, never in her way. She has a headband that seems to keep the hair at least out of her eyes for sure. You want to call it a uniform, but it's not the colors that are anywhere around here. So where could she have gotten it from? Is a double-breasted jacket, silver buttons all the way down with blue, blue lines, but like black material that go down into a double tailcoat, and her pants appear to be those kind of riding pants so that she is able to move very easily. Her boots all the way up to her thighs, and you notice as you're looking at her boots that she has a cutlass on either side of her hips as well as a gun on either side of her hips. It would seem that whatever's coming her way, she is probably prepared for it. Behind her, as she steps out of the carriage and just kind of looks very coolly over the general, all of the other mercenaries, and you can tell that her gaze is calculating, that she is tabulating and thinking this entire time of what needs to be improved, what is being done well, and what of these two things she is going to be telling both those higher up than her and those below her. And as she steps out, you also notice behind her,
you see in tow, carrying a ledger almost the size of her torso, a halfling woman in full military plate, and she just trails with a tabard that just drapes down and drags on the ground almost from her legs, and she's just taking notes the entire time as she speaks to the person she is following and marking down, gazing at the arrangement of the formations before them.
They continue to say, you are unable to hear what any of this is, but they continue to walk up the path and walk towards the front doors, where you see two servants. And sorry, you might recognize them, you might not, but you know from their livery that they do indeed work here. They are not mercenaries. You see two servants open the doors, do light bows, and the two the shifter and the halfling walk in.
You know them?
No, I'm guessing that's their leader. This is getting even more dangerous the longer we sit here.
Yeah. I mean, they're not leaving though, so it doesn't change the plan.
No, we just need to do our best not to engage. I don't think that'll have a very good outcome for us at all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as soon as dark hits, I guess.
Yeah.
The carriage pulls away. Of note, you see that when the carriage pulls away that it pulls towards the stables, and you are able to see, Wasari, that the other royal carriage is not there at the moment.
That's a good sign. Should make note of that. Yeah, I guess we're gonna settle in. Wait for nightfall. I'll get arrested before then.
As we're waiting, I would like to make my way over to Iden and kind of like awkwardly sit down next to them. Hi.
How long has it been since we've been kind of hanging out?
Probably like at least an hour before I like got up the courage to come over.
Funny thing, like you would, Eden, if you were watching, you would see Kestrel like, and then she would get up, and then she would sit back down.
Yep.
Then she'd talk herself back into it. She stands, nope, sit back down.
Okay. I'm just trying to gauge whether or not I'm still in cat form at this point or not. Yeah, I think at some point after we decided to go hunker down, I'll probably just revert back. So I'm just kind of lounging around on the ground, kind of stretched out, probably honestly in a seated pose similar to when I first appeared, just kind of leaning back on my arms on the ground. And I'll probably straighten up seeing you come over. Hey.
I can talk to ghosts.
Excuse me?
That's what you saw earlier. Ghosts talk to me and I can talk back.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Retrospectively, okay. And I'm awkwardly looking like down at the ground and then like back at you and then getting flustered and looking back down at the ground.
if you don't want to be around me anymore, I understand. I just maybe wait until we save Sylphine before you leave.
Why would you think that would be what I want to do?
Because the last time I told people, they all left me. So
Wait a minute.
except Psalm. I mean, I told Psalm and she was surprisingly cool with it, but she's got her own things going on, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I told my family, them, and then I woke up a couple days later and they were gone. So I mean, I get it. It's weird. But you know, this is important to Basari, and so maybe just wait until we've done this first.
So first off, it's not that weird. Really? Second, your bandmates made a mistake. Like, definitely. And I'll definitely sit up straight at this point. Third, do you want a hug?
Yeah.
I'll scoot over to give you a gentle hug.
I like kind of like stiff for a second, and then realizing that they mean it, kind of like relax into it.
I'm not sure what I'm doing, but I'm not running away. And I don't think you're weird.
Thanks. I don't think you're weird either.
After an awkwardly long, probably an awkwardly longer hug than it probably needs to be, I'll release that and kind of lean back. So, did I tell you I dream about stars?
No, I know you turn into stars, which is really cool.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of related. Sometimes they talk to me.
Really?
It's surprisingly similar to what you literally just said. Like, there's some big plan for me, and I don't know what it is.
Do you like that?
Well, I'd probably like it better if I knew what they wanted.
That makes sense.
But I can at least hope that it's more than what my mom wants from me. So we'll see, I
Yeah.
guess. Look, maybe after we save Sylphine, and even if everybody else decides to go whatever direction, maybe I can help you find your friends.
Yeah, I would like that. And maybe I can help you find out what the stars want.
If you want.
Yeah.
Uh, that sounds nice.
Yeah. So let's try not to die today, okay?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. How about we watch each other's backs?
I like that.
And I mean, and I look at where the other two are. We'll watch out for them too.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We're a team.
Yeah.
As you say this, is anyone like keeping watch? Or are you all just kind of like focused in on, polishing swords and whatnot?
I assume Psalm is definitely keeping watch.
Okay. In that case, Psalm, you see dust coming up from the same road that the carriage had been coming down. And as it gets closer, you see what appears to be the twin to the carriage that had just come up. It glistens in the light as it comes up to the house. It comes to the same stop, but this time a completely different figure steps out. This figure is much taller, and as you watch her step out, initially like a robed figure, but as soon as she's out of the carriage, she pulls down her hood, and it's strange because she looks almost the mirror of your friend Wasari. Maybe no scar on her face, and she's definitely wearing quite a different outfit, much closer to traditional elven garb, where it is a long flowing dress of vibrant red. And rather than a hat, she has her hair cut very short and bobbed up above her neck. But you can tell that probably this is an elf that is at least somehow related to Wasari.
Definitely older.
Definitely older, but not by elvish terms. Like that could be 100 years. It could be older, but not by that much by elven standards.
Like parent aunt older, or like older sister cousin older?
Whomever is looking can do a perception check.
Oh, right. I'm having a heartfelt conversation at the moment.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
For a nat 20, like you can tell probably this is a parent, an aunt, someone who is at least one generation older than Wasari.
And with that, you also see a beautiful platinum circlet on her head, and it just shimmers with jewels from you that look very valuable from this distance.
You see her step down the carriage,
escorted by two these look like the guards that you saw in the town, though their uniforms appear to be much more practical than the joke uniforms that the tourist color guard was wearing.
Okay. I will nudge Wasari and be like, start and just kind of point. Recognize her?
After you nudge Wasari, it is a party of 4. There is the elven woman, the 2 guards, and there is a hooded figure walking behind. You assume probably another mercenary, but there are 4 walking towards the door.
As soon as Psalm nudges me and motions in that direction, I'll look through Lintaya's eyes again and see if I recognize this person.
That's your aunt.
Yeah. Oh, this is bad. This is
She walks up
really
the
bad.
path. The servants open the doors for her and bow very deeply and close the door behind her. And that's where we're going to end today's episode.
Wow.
Shit.
Aunt, what's up, Auntie? So like,
Oh yeah, you know she bringing the auntie vibes.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm.
The hooded cloaked figure was carrying like a tub full of mashed potatoes and mac and cheese.
Oh yeah, obs. Very, very, very well guarded elven secret of like what goes in that mac and cheese.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, that's the end of the episode for today. We will return in 2 weeks on November
7th.
7th. Yeah.
7th.
God, there's so much going on in the future. But
We are going to give our send-offs, right?
Mhm.
That's the term. And today we will start with Wren.
please tell us who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of this episode was.
I was picked first. Hi, I'm Wren. My information is in the chat, but you know what? You can find me on the internet, all sorts of places, at Thorny Dryad. That's like a prickly bush. I am a sometimes variety streamer. I am a podcaster and a live play TTRPG player. When I'm not here on Sundays, I am the voice in a podcast called Roads Uncharted, which can be found on any of your favorite podcast hosting platforms. We're currently in between our 2nd and 3rd season, but we're still releasing some lovely bonus content in the interim. In fact, the crew just had a season 3 recording yesterday, so we're going to be releasing content more in the future. So details to come on that. Other stuff I do, well, this is about it. Roads Uncharted this, which is great. If you want to see what I'm up to, give me a follow on Twitter, and that's that. My favorite part about today, like honestly, I think one of my favorite things about today was the explanation of where the Vente Grande wolf came from. I thought that was just really cool. And personal favorite part was my internal gears turning in my head when I was trying to figure out what animal to be. And I was imagining whether it would be conspicuous for a smaller axebeak to be riding an axebeak. At one point, I never said it, but I was thinking it, and that was really exciting for me.
The
So
large axe beak goes up and it's just like, never talk to me or my son again.
and I will pop it over to Anna.
Oh, hey, that's me. I am Anna, aka Archival Dust Bunny, most places on the internet, queer and trans advocate, museum worker, and TTRPG streamer. If any of that sounds interesting, you can find me on Twitter at Archival Dust Bun. On Sundays when I'm not here, you can find me on Guild of the Phoenix at 8 p.m. Eastern playing Cyberpunk Red. I play a very overworked med tech trying to keep a party with the Death Wish alive. Mondays, not this Monday, but most Mondays, you can find me on Weave the Tale at 8:30 p.m. Eastern playing Alien Paradisio Lost. It's a very intense game that is only going to get more intense as we go on. So if you like horror, check it out. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, you can find me on Black Feather Guild playing Dragon Age. It's a 2-party campaign on Tuesdays and Fridays that will hopefully eventually meet up. And I play a very personal rogue who is a crow, and she is looking for her sister. If podcasts are more your thing, you can find me soon in Response Team Omnicron, a Lancer actual play podcast, playing through the No Room for a Wallflower adventure path, or in Heroes of New Halcyon, which is a City of Mist actual play podcast following teenage superheroes who have grown up, moved away, and are now coming back to a city that they no longer recognize. And very soon, for Extra Life, you can find me on Valdrin's channel. Both November 6th and 7th, I'll be playing RuneQuest, and I'll be a duck on November 6th, and then I'll be a kobold in an all kobold 5e game on the 7th, which should be lots of fun. My favorite part of the episode, I think it was multiple, all of the heart to hearts. This was a great episode for that. But especially the one between Kestrel and Iden. Definitely. Yeah. And I will popcorn it to, let's go, Caitlin.
Hello, my name is Caitlin, aka a theater file everywhere on the internet. I am a variety streamer that focuses on retro and vintage console games. Right now I am playing Ocarina of Time on Sunday afternoons. We just started playing Final Fantasy VII this week, which is going to be the Wednesday night game moving forward. Gonah, I will update my chat command at some point. I'm sorry. I know it just got updated, and then
You gotta stop being such a variety streamer.
Yep. And then I play Mass Effect whenever I feel like it. So if you are interested in any of those things or other general shenanigans, make sure you check out my channel. I'm also hosting a game later in November that I'm playing in, where we are very, very loosely squid gaming it, in the sense that we're just playing a giant PvP game. So that's going to be super fun. I haven't announced the cast yet, but it's great. Some familiar faces. If you have seen some of the other stuff that I've done, should be a really fun time. That is happening on November 20th. Also, I'm going to be on Freeforge twice this month. On the 14th, I am playing a game of Among Us, which is going to be super great. And on the 7th, I'm going to be in a, nope, that's a lie. 9th, I'm going to be in a Muppets themed one shot that's raising money for charity over there. So definitely check that out. Friday, I was also over on Slothmeister 11's channel for a game that was based on the Grimm version of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We all played dwarves. It was a good time. And we fought evil vampire Snow White. That was great. So definitely check that out. The VOD is available. Other than that, I think that's all that I've got going on. My favorite moment this episode, I think, was the "we can write our own" ending. Hopefully this is a happy ending. I loved that exchange between Iden and Wasari so much. That was really, really sweet. And I'm going to popcorn it over to Lexi.
Ooh, okay, so my name's Lexi. You can find me on Twitter and on Twitch at blackgirlmage. Currently, I'm kind of in between things right now, trying to figure out, all the good stuff that I could try to start streaming, but I'm mostly interested in Magic the Gathering and D&D and tabletop RPGs in general. So if you want to hear me have terrible and funny ideas about D&D and RPGs in general, then just follow me over on Twitter. Hopefully I should be on, I know that I have a charity stream coming up soon that I will be a part of. I need to get the date on that, but it's going to be basically like PvP as well, where it's just everyone for themselves. So I'll get the date on that, but I should be in that soon. And other than that, I think that's all for me. So my favorite part of this stream, outside of the description of the half tabaxi woman and then me being like, I was like, whoa, that's so fun. Like, I think that was my favorite. Or possibly, I really, really enjoyed all the tiny moments between the characters. So I really, really loved pretty much every single talk that we had that was non-combat related. So yeah. And I will popcorn it to Teral.
Hi, my name's Teral. You can find me over on my channel every Monday night, where I am currently streaming Jedi Fallen Order or other games when I feel like it. In addition to that, I will be running a charity stream on November 6th in the morning over for the Adventurers League server. Gonah and I will be running Resident Evil 4 together, and you can donate and make certain incentives to affect our gameplay. In addition to that, Saturday evening, I will be over on Lady Dame's channel, and we will be doing a live reading of My Immortal, the infamous slash famous fan fiction of Harry Potter. In addition to that, I don't think I have anything else going on right now, so I am a pretty chill person.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part of today, I really like the reaction we got when we described the massive wolf, and then it really sunk in with all of the players. Because it was like, oh, it's that big. But I think that there's so many good parts, but I really enjoyed just that feeling. So I'm going to pop it over to Gonah.
Hi, I'm Gonah. You're on my channel, doing my things. I'm kind of a variety streamer. At the moment, I seem to be a League of Legends streamer because my computer is a butt, and so I don't feel like I can start things. But I play games. I play RPG games as well as scary games with Teral. We're figuring out schedule stuff as well as this game. Which this game, by the way, is going to be posted onto YouTube at 12:30 Central next Sunday. So while you can watch it on the VOD here, it'll also be on YouTube for future watchage. There's so much going on. Anything from this coming week, I am planning on doing my very first sponsored channel for Raid the game. I ended up having to ban Stream Elements because it was saying raid things, and that's not what I wanted to do yet. As well as doing the charity stream with Teral on the 6th, My Immortal also on the 6th. That's going to be a long day. And also doing the Among Us game and doing something else with Freeforge that I cannot remember. I know that it's the Witches game, but that's all I can remember. But that's all of the things. I think my favorite part, like with this game, we wanted it to be, yeah, you would have the D&D elements, but also role play. And so the fact that like it was just gonna be this tiny thing of like, you know, does anyone want to do anything when they wake up, thinking like, you know, some people have like, I'm going to be casting this immediately as soon as I wake up. And instead it turned into an egg extravaganza. That was pretty fantastic, and just silly little role-playing things like that are exactly what I wanted this game to be. So I think that's everything. Thank you all so much for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks' time, and yeah. Bye.
Bye.